Right, so welcome back to part 2 of First Blood Encounter in the Shadowrun campaign. Apologies for such an abrupt ending of part 1. I had some issues with my iPhone and it just stopped recording for some reason all of a sudden. Well, by the time I realized, I lost about 15 or 20 minutes of a video, so thankfully not much action has taken place, so it was quite easy to to undo all the actions and go back to the to right where the recording finished. So exactly where it finished was Brother Garen annihilated 3 goblins together with his buddy zombie. We ended Brother Garen's turn and minion at activated. And now it's one of our heroes' turn. Okay, so let's not forget about our healer, who's all the way in the back. But something quite important, I said that we were going to do a lot of these as well on my channel, right? You saw in the setup video that I was accompanied by a fantastic whiskey, Edradur Cask Strength. Today we're sipping Talisker 10-year-old, as you saw just briefly a moment ago. Talisker is nowhere near the Edradur quality. Unfortunately, over the last few years, Diageo demolished this brand, in my opinion. That's my opinion. All right, it's still 45.8%, but it's heavily chill filtered and caramelized for color. But still, you know, it's one of the very first whiskies that I've tried many years ago, and all the way back then, I think it was about 10 or 12 years ago, it completely demolished me for what it was and for what it kind of still is. It's a brewed kind of whiskey, smoky, peppery, maritime, fantastic, but it's not something that you fall in love at first sight. You know, there are people who enjoy it, you know, first sip, but I wasn't the one, to say the least. But these days I grew to kind of enjoy Talisker, especially the older expressions. The 18-year-old, for example, is absolutely fantastic. 21-year-old, beautiful whiskey. 10-year-old, it's okayish. I bought it on sale. I think it was about 32 euros, which for a 10-year-old whiskey is a good price. So I bought it. And as you can see, I bought it last Saturday. So it's gone almost gone. It's less than half full. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right. So yeah, enjoy. Very smoky indeed. All right, but let's go back to the game, shall we? Okay, what options do we have? I think we have to start, approaching Mauler, the boss, and finish this scenario. I'm hoping to get some experience points after that, and maybe when we arrived at the city, we might be able to afford some of the cheapest equipment for 50 gold. I doubt it. However, you know, let's see what we have in these chests. What I think is going to happen, as soon as I finish the turn with the next hero, the goblins will activate. There's only one minion goblin on the board, which is, you know, not a problem. And one of their abilities is that they can go through spaces occupied by heroes. So even if they have extra point as they had in the previous turn, this goblin, if he starts from here, he will end up somewhere here close to either the zombie or the wolf, which is fine. Therefore, I think I can forget about this guy for the time being, because these two guys can deal with him pretty okay. And then I can focus on on the Etten. All right. I think I will activate Durik, who can use his javelin and attack with a red dice. And with one surge, he can use PS1, which is quite okay. And I think I'm going to do that. I will need some piercing damage because Ettins have 2 grey dice for defense. So let's see what happens. Let's go. Oh, look at that. Okay. 2 defense, 4 attack. No surge. So 2 damage goes through. His total HP is 5, so I'll just put 3 next to it to indicate that he's wounded. Right. That was his first activation. Let's see what happens next. Second activation. Right, second attack. This one is a lot better. That's 4 damage and 1 piercing damage. All right, or we don't really need that because all we need is 3 damage. We have 3 damage. We attack for 4 minus 1. That's 3. We need 3. So this guy is dead. Let's put him on the side, and with the remaining surge, I will gain 1 stamina point back. Now, shall we withdraw our wolf from round the corner so that next turn we can gank up on Mauler? I think we will. So 1, 2, 3, and he needs to stay there. Okay, let me indicate on the app that Durik finished his turn. Yeah, it's Mauler now. Mauler's turn. So it says here that for 1 action he needs to engage the closest hero within 4 spaces with the lowest strength. Alright, so he can either 1, 2, 3, 4. So he has 3 options really. Durik, strength of 3, Laurel, strength of 2, and Garen, strength of 1. Can he actually reach Garen? So does he have any extra bonuses this turn with regards to his speed? Nope. Nope. So he only moves 3. So 1, 2, 3 if he stays there. But does he really need to do that? He needs to attack the one with the lowest strength. Yeah, he needs to do that, so he will. He charges in there and attacks Laurel. She looks at him in horror because he's a tough guy, isn't he? He attacks with a red dice. She defends with a grey one. 1, 2, 3. Wow. It says here on Grissom's stone skin that any hero within 3 spaces of you, when they're attacked, I can exhaust this card and spend 1 stamina point to add 1 grey die. So I have 1, 2, 3. Can I really do that? I would have to play it within line of sight. So no, I will not allow for that to happen. So he attacks, engage, use throw. No, he engages. No, hang on. He doesn't attack. He engages and then uses throw. And throw places the hero up to 5 spaces away. Heroes affected by throw suffer 3 damage instead of 1. After Mauler has used throw, perform a move action and retreat. Then his activation immediately ends. Alright, so it's like a bonus for him. So for his throw to be effective, I need to fail my strength test. My strength is 2, and yes, I failed. So places the hero up to 5 spaces away. And as you can recall, let me just double check quickly. Information, place the hero as far as possible from the closest other hero. From the closest other hero. So basically from these two, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He throws her all the way there. She suffers 3 damage. Wow. Her total health is only 8. So there we go. Alright. So she's quite badly wounded, I have to say. And now he retreats, so he can go 1, 2, 3, retreat to where he started. Okay. So it's back to either Laurel or Grissom. I think we will start with Grissom, and he will search this chest. Let's see what happens. You find a damaged crate from the remains of the plundered caravan. Search for 1 action. As you try to open the crate, you hear an all too familiar click sound. Test the eye. And Grissom's eye is 2. Doesn't look good, does it? Well, there you go. It's a pass. Quickly withdrawing your hand, you manage to avoid the needle trap you have sprung. You find 5 gold. 5 gold? Really? Discard this token and draw a search card. Okay. So this is the very first chance to experience, a random draw from the custom treasure card deck. And this one is, an interesting one. I'll show you in just a moment. Let me just deal with the treasure deck, which is, falling all over the place. There we are. Okay. And this one is Wither Bound. Let me see if that's in focus. There you go. Let me read that for you. For 1 action, flip this card over to make a melee attack with this item. Starting with the target space, trace a path of 3 spaces in any direction. All figures on this path are affected by this attack, and it attacks with a red and blue. Wow, that's an interesting one. Okay, and discard this chest. So that was the first action. Okay, I think we will move slightly closer towards the rest of the party so that I can protect them with my stone skin, or the hero ability for that matter. Well, there's not much I can do, so I'll just 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Or no, 3. Like that. Okay. And then, now the Goblin Archer. It asks me to activate Master Goblin first. All monsters ignore terrain effects. Ooh! Ha! Piggyback. Attacks performed by a Master Goblin Archer adjacent to Mauler ignore line of sight and gain +1 damage and 3 range. Ooh! Alright, let's activate him then. Engage Mauler. He's already engaged with Mauler. Moving to a space in line of sight of as many or as few heroes as possible. Okay, he's already done that. So attack the hero within 8 spaces with the least health remaining. Well, that would be Laurel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But there's no line of sight. Let me clear that. There's no line of sight. And he had to engage the Mauler. So he can either attack Doric or Ogre. Yep, he can see Ogre, even though he tried to hide behind the orc, but he couldn't do that. Could he? Well, he will attack the. And yeah, that's all right actually, because Grissom has 12 health points left. He's undamaged, and Durik only 8, so that's correct. All right, so he attacks with a yellow. All right. Okay, he is attacked. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spend 1 stamina point. Grissom, use Stone Skin, and that allows Durik to use another grey dice for defense. All right. Wow, that's a good shot. It says they ignore line of sight. Okay, they ignore line of sight, so he could have attacked the Grissom anyway, but since he had to choose the one with the least health remaining, yeah, so it's Durik. So he attacks for 4, and since this is the master, for 1 surge he can boost his range 1, 2, which he has to do, right? So he spends this surge, so let's say that this is negated, and the second surge can be used to boost his damage by 2. So all in all, he attacks for 4, right? So we will remove 5 health points and give 1 back. That leaves Durik with just 4 health points remaining. Wow. All right, that was a big hit. Okay, Goblin archers, now minions. It says here to ignore all terrain effects, which is all right. Attack a hero within 3 spaces and then engage the exit. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There's no hero within 3 spaces, so he will approach. 1, 2, 3. If I were the Overlord, I would attack Durik, because he has only 4 health points left. So that's what we're going to do. There's nothing I can do right now because my Stone Skin is exhausted. So let's see. Good defense roll. He cannot use. The Goblin minions cannot use surges if they're not within 3 spaces from the master. And as I couldn't have used my Stone Skin before because there was no line of sight, there's no line of sight between the minion and the master, so he cannot use surges. So his attack is blocked, right? So he moved 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all he can do. 5, let's say. All right, 5. So he will block line of sight for Mauler. Okay. Interesting. And now it's Laurel. Laurel has 5 health points left. Right, her movement is 4, so she will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now she can use her short bow to attack either the Goblin or she can shoot the Mauler. Should she shoot Mauler? Well, I think I'm going to use her heroic feat. It says, for an action, perform an attack with a ranged weapon. If you roll an X, treat it as a blank result. This attack gains plus 10 range and adds 1 surge to the results. Okay? Yeah, I need to kill this guy fast because he pisses me off. Okay. So this 2 block, and I have plus 10 range, and I will use her hero ability because I think I still can. Can I? Her hero ability says that if your range rolled is higher than actually needed, then you can boost your damage by 1. So I'm actually attacking for 2, yeah, and a surge, so 3. 2 is blocked. Okay. One of the surges I will use to boost my damage, plus 1. So I will do it like like that. So 1, yeah. So it's 2 damage, and his health points is 16. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on the side. This is what I like doing when I play Descent. So 16 minus is 14 left. Alright, because otherwise it's too wobbly and his HP stack is all over the place. And the last remaining surge I will use to get 1 stamina point back. Okay, let's end the turn. How many stamina tokens are near the exit? There aren't any, so 0 again. Place 3 goblin archers on 26A. Yes, I can do that. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right, another turn. What I'm going to do something completely different. Options. Well, I will try to think out loud. I have this wither band that I found, remember? So I have 2 options. I can either go with Grissom and charge the Mauler, so 1, 2, 3, and then attack these 2 guys together for the second action, right? And then close in for the chest. Or I could but before I do that, yeah, I will start with Grissom, and I will use his heroic feat, which says, hopefully you can see it in focus, use during your turn. Each hero in your line of sight recovers 2 health points and 2 stamina points. Okay, I'll do that. And it doesn't require any action, so 2 points for Laurel, 2 for Jurek, 1 stamina point, 2 stamina points for Garen, 2 for Grissom, and 2 for Jurek. Okay, so I still have 2 actions left, and my second option was to go 1, 2, 3, use the wither band and use it diagonally and attack these 2 guys, and maybe I can kill them off. And then for 2 actions, for 2 stamina points, I would move closer to the chest, and hopefully I can get something out of that we will find very useful for the next encounter. And I think I'm going to do just that. Or not. No. Let me charge in. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And I will attack these 2 guys with a wither band for the second action. Alright. Flip this card over. So I'll just flip it over and attack like that. So first attack goes against the Mauler. Oh! All right. And as you can see, it's a mess. All right, does it say? What does it say? Nope, I missed both of them. I missed both of them. Bloody hell. That was terrible. End turn. And now the Goblin Archers. The Master Goblin goes first. All monsters ignore terrain effects again. Piggyback. Attacks performed by Master Goblin Archer adjacent to Mauler ignore line of sight and gain +1 damage and 3 range. Engage Mauler. He has and attack the hero with within 8 spaces with the least health remaining. 2, 4, 6 for Jurek and 7 for Laurel of Bloodwood. Okay. Yeah. So Jurek. Jurek will be attacked again. So again, I will use Grissom's Stone Skin for 1, okay, to give the second ray dice to Jurek, and let's see what happens. Oh, nice defense 4 against. The range is there, of course, so it's 1 +1 from the app as the boost for Master's damage, so it's 2 plus the first surge plus another 2, it's 4, and the second surge would give him extra +2 to range, but he doesn't need that, so he attacks for 4. I block 3, so 1 damage. Okay, it goes through. That's great. Fantastic. And that's the Master. Now the minions. Alright, so attack a hero within 3 spaces. Ooh. So it's Laurel. We'll start with that Goblin. He attacks for 2 for 1, so she receives 1 damage, and then he engages the exit. Does he have any boosts to speed? No, just 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he will end up here. The second one moves in and attacks Laurel. Yeah. And he attacks for 4, -1 is 3. Ooh. 3, yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She will use her agility. It says that every time a monster moves to a square adjacent to you, you can spend 1 stamina point to move 1. So she does. She hides behind the corner. So hopefully the last minion goblin, can he see her? No, there's the wall. 1, 2, 3, and now it's either him or her. Okay, here within, so the range is the same. So what I do in situations like that, I take a d6 dice, which I have one handy somewhere here. There it is. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. We'll see who gets damaged. It's Jurek. Again, he cannot use surges because there's no clear line of sight and 3 spaces, even though there are 3 spaces, but he's behind empty space and wall, so he cannot use that. So one is blocked, 2 goes through. All right, 2 points of damage to Jurek. He has 3 left. We have to kill the Mauler fast, or we're dead, you know. Okay, so that was, he started from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's as far as he can go. 4, 5. Let's do it like that, so they will block off the path to Mauler. Right, so that's interesting. Interesting turn of events. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We have Brother Garen. Well, all the heroes apart from Ogre Grissom, who already activated. Not only did he activate his wither band that he found in the chest, and he failed with that miserably. His stone skin is exhausted. His heroic feat is exhausted as well. So he just yeah, he wasn't very useful, was he now? Okay, let's try and find a way to deal with what's ahead of us. Okay, so maybe we should start with Brother Garen. Yeah, I will do it like that. 1, 2, 3, and I will attack this goblin. Okay, so I will attack this goblin with my cane. All right, no defense, 2 damage. That's all I need. That is absolutely everything that I need. However, I'm going to use Brother Garen's heroic feat, which says use after you defeat a monster, which I just have. Roll 2 red power dice. You and each hero within 3 spaces of you may recover health equal to hearts rolled. All right, so let's see what happened. 1, 2, 5. So 5 health points to Mr. Jurek. And 5, can she take 5? No, her maximum is 8. So she heals 4 to her maximum of 8. So she's at full HP. So that was rather useful. And this goblin is dead. So that was his second action, wasn't it? Wasn't because he moved for 3. But you know what? I could have used my stamina points to do that. I should have done that, to be honest with you. Yeah. Well, it's too late. I will not cheat like that, because I could have spent 3 points to move in. Yeah, I could have done that. He still has 14. Wow. Okay. Oh, forgot to mention. Okay. So, Brother Garen, he used his 2 actions. Now his zombie has a move action and an attack action as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and that's his maximum movement points. He attacks with a red dice, and he will attack this goblin. Yeah, and he obliterates that goblin. Well done, mate. Well done. So we will let the app know that Brother Garen ended his turn. Now it's time for Mauler. So his actions, his activation options. For one action, engage the closest hero within 4 spaces with the lowest strength. Brother Grissom's strength is 4, so it's not perfect. He cannot go anywhere here because it's all blocked for him. So 1, 2, 3, he cannot expand. So it has to be Brother Grissom that he will attack with his throw ability. So again, in order for his throw ability to be successful, I need to fail my strength test, which is 4, and I pass. So your your throw is ineffective. But then after that, perform a move action and retreat. So he will go into the corner like that. Okay. So it's either Jurik's turn or Laurel of Bloodwood. I think what we're going to do is that we will move in and attack with a javelin. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if we do it like that, his movement is 5, so quite a lot. So 1, 2, 3. I'll stand next to the search token for the proper. Hang on, no. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to spend 3 stamina points to move over there, so I have 2 actions left. And these 2 actions, I will try and go through Mauler's defenses with my red dice, with my javelin. So my first action is with javelin. Whew. Okay, 4 against 4. But yeah, 4 against 4, there's nothing else I can do. Right. So second action. Again. Nope. Nope. I failed to wound him. That's quite interesting, actually. Interesting turn of events. Yeah. Laurel, save us. Alright. So Laurel here. Yeah, but before we do that, there's still our wolf. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And attack this goblin or master goblin. Can I actually kill master goblin? It's only 4 health points that he has. And wolf attacks. Yeah, let's try it. Ah, that was close. All I needed was just 1 surge, but I don't have a surge. So 3 damage goes through. He has 4 health points. So 1 left. So he was here. 1, 2, 3, and I'll hide behind corner so that Laurel has clear line of sight, maybe to finish him off. Right, that was Jurik and his turn. And now Laurel of Bloodwood. Come on, Laurel. It's quite far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I will use 2 stamina points like that to go closer and then attack Master Goblin with my short bow. And that's the yellow dice. Okay, that's what we rolled. Range of 7. So again, remember that her hero ability says that if the range roll is higher than needed, you can boost your damage by 1, which I'm going to, well, I don't really have to do it because he blocks that. 1 goes through, he's dead. Okay, and 1 surge I'm going to use to gain my stamina point back, which I'm going to use to move 1 step closer towards our friend Mauler here and attack him with our second shot. Okay, well, it's not a huge hit. 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm going to use my hero ability and boost my attack by 1 as a result of rolling higher range than was needed. So these 2 are defended. These 2 go through. So I will remove 2 from his stack. And that was Laurel. End the turn. How many stamina points has the Overlord achieved. 0. There you go. Again, 3 goblins. 1, 2, 3. Continue. Right. Huh. There you go. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right, guys. I think I need to take a short break. We will stop the video right here, and we will see you shortly. So yeah, it's getting quite complicated. We thought we were going to you know, get him in the corner and beat him down, but it's not that straightforward, really, is it now? Right, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments below. Yeah, and I'll see you soon for, hopefully, the final episode of the First Blood in the Shadow Rune campaign with Valkyrie. See you soon.